All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to VFedCon and for our session today with Alberto Lugo. My name is Steve Pimpo. I'm a principal at a company called Greenhouse Consulting. We help small to medium-sized companies grow or get ready to sell. And it's my privilege today to introduce to you Alberto Lugo, who is the president, CEO of INVID, which is a Puerto Rican IT company. And they're also 8A. And they're DOT, DBE certified as well. So Alberto's going to talk to us a little bit today about his company. They're a custom software company, and talk to us a little bit more about a specific item with regard to outsourcing IT work, focusing on Puerto Rico. So Alberto, we look forward to hearing what you have to say this morning. Good morning.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for introducing me, and thank you for coming to my session, guys. I'm going to be talking about nearshore IT outsourcing with the focus on Puerto Rico. So let's start up. Here's a little bit of the agenda. I'm going to talk a little bit about INVID and our services and the industries we serve. And then I'm going to hop into what is nearshore outsourcing and why Puerto Rico. We want to explain the benefits of outsourcing to Puerto Rico. So this is a disclaimer. This is not affiliated or endorsed by GSA or any other agency. And the participation in the briefing is voluntary, and the engagement by government personnel is not an indication of endorsement or commitment to purchase from any vendor. So a little bit about me. I'm a software engineer. I've been working with Microsoft SharePoint for 20 plus years and in software development. And I also love to kitesurf. Dave Lowe likes to put this picture so you guys can see that I live on an island and I love to kitesurf, so that's that. We've been in business, INVID, it's been in business for more than 16 years, and we have 60% repeat clients. We have 45 new clients, that's comparison with last year. And our workforce have grown 25% from last year. Some curious item is that we have grown since the COVID started in March, we have grown another 30%. So a lot of companies are looking for automation and software development needs. This is our vision. We want to be recognized as the absolute leader in software exporter in Puerto Rico. And this is the leadership team. We have a great team of people that leads this company. And these are some of the services that we provide. We provide enterprise software development. We provide mobile application development. And is that Dave Lowe right here? Dave, thank you for coming. We also create web portals, a lot of experience working with intranet portals. That's why I said that we have over 20 years of experience working with Microsoft SharePoint. And we also do a little bit of robotic process automation. These are the 5 top industries we work with: healthcare, government and public services, that's why we're here, financial services, communications, and education.
Statement that we're good.
In terms of certifications, we've been a SBA 8A since 2016. We've been MBE since 2016, DOT DB since 2016, and a Microsoft partner since 2004. Some of the accolades that we have: we acquired the fastest growing company Inc. 5000 for 2020. That's one of the newest one. And we are service provider of the year for the SBA for the Caribbean. And we also have as a partner of the year award for Microsoft for 2017 and 15, and also the Latin America partner of the year for 2012. In terms of how we do software, we offer an agile methodology, Scrum being the one that we use the most, where we can provide value to our clients in a fast manner by working sprints in 2 weeks. I'm not going to go into detail with the technologies and platforms that we work with, but I'm going to leave it there. And if you have any questions or you want to go into more details after the session, you can definitely come to our booth, or you can talk to me by calling to our number. What is nearshore? So we have 3 different methodologies for outsourcing services, one being offshore, nearshore, and onshore. Offshore, it's far away from home. We're outsourcing people from other countries and different time zones. Nearshore, it's a little bit closer to home. And onshore, it's right at home, right in the US. So we are offering benefits of being close to home in the same time zone, but not really onshore. So you're gonna see the benefits in the next slides. So why Puerto Rico, folks? Why the case for planning Puerto Rico as an option to outsourcing services? Well, this is the first slide. Aside for being able to come to Puerto Rico a few times a year to meet with us, and it's a paradise in the Caribbean, we have, number one, we have a highly qualified workforce, world-class software engineers and large integration source talent in the college campuses in Puerto Rico. I know this for a fact because we every year have to fight Lockheed Martin and other big vendors for the federal government to get to people stay in Puerto Rico. So a lot of companies from the mainland US are coming to Puerto Rico to source talent. So we have the same engineers working here in Puerto Rico. So that's one of the main reasons to outsource to Puerto Rico. Second reason, and I think it's very beneficial to you folks in the US, the lost cost of doing business. It's lower, the cost of living is lower than in the mainland US. So it's gonna be lower when we quote the projects for you guys in the US. There's no federal taxes, so we don't have to pay federal taxes. That's also another benefit that is gonna be passed to the cost of the project. And there's also Act 20, which gives us special tax incentives for outsourcing and exporting services, and the US counts as an exporting country. Location. It's like when you're buying a home. It's Eastern time zone. We're just 1 hour ahead when daylight savings time it's running. So right now we are 1 hour ahead, but still it's not a big difference in time zone. So we can work with you guys in your time zone. Most of the travel time to the East Coast is 4 hours or less. As an example, we have a 4-hour flight to DC, a direct flight from Puerto Rico. So we can be in your office in 5 hours or less. And it's a 2.5 hours to Miami. So just to give you an example, we have a discussions for a project, you need to meet in person. You could either be in Puerto Rico in 4 hours or less, or we can be in your office in that the same time. I think this is one of the most important aspects of doing business with Puerto Rico. A lot of folks don't know that when you create software or where you outsource services to Puerto Rico, you can use the label made in the USA, because Puerto Rico, it's part of the US. So we understand the US cultural dynamics. We have a lot of Costco's and Walgreens here. So it's like being in a small state. We abide by the same federal regulations, and there's native Hispanic and US language. So most of the people that you're gonna find working in Puerto Rico are gonna be bilingual, meaning English and Spanish. There's also good tax incentives. As I mentioned before, when we export service to the US, we get a special tax bracket for 4%. So we pass that savings to you guys as well. So that's one of the biggest benefits of outsourcing to Puerto Rico. A lot of folks that call us don't know that we have the same banking system. We abide by the same regulations. As a matter of fact, the FDIC and the Fed regulates the banking system in Puerto Rico. So it's the same currency. You can transfer money in and out of Puerto Rico with the same ease as if you were transferring money to any banking in the US mainland. And IP protection, folks, this is one of the biggest benefits of outsourcing services to Puerto Rico. We abide by the US intellectual property laws. So when you're outsourcing your software, we can sign all the agreements and you can control the source code. So, and you can defend that in a court of law. So there's no misunderstandings when we are signing an agreement that the US and legal and court system is the same in the US, and you can enforce all federal regulations and IP laws. And we also have a few of the SBA certifications, such as the 8A. We started that certification at the end of 2016, so it's been about 3.5 years since we acquired it. We are in the process of getting our hub zone 90% completed. And we are also can provide services through veteran service disabled owned through partners. So why Puerto Rico? It's I know Steve is laughing because it's a great picture of the Caribbean, and this is a small summary of what we've been talking about, just to reinforce what we've been talking in the session. It's a highly qualified workforce. The cost of doing business is lower, so we pass that benefit to you guys. The location, it's near the US. It's made in the US. You can use the label made in the US. We have attractive tax incentives. The currency is the same. And we abide by the same protections on the federal laws. And we have the certifications that we talked a little bit about in the first few slides. Procurement and teaming options with INVID are as follows. You can write this stuff up, or we can pass our capability statement where we're done with the session. And Steve, I think this is one of my last slides.
Okay.
So I just want to open to questions if anybody has any questions. And I know I finished early, but it's because Dave Lowe was not here asking me questions all the time. So I know you are here now, so we're open to any questions from you folks. And if not, we're going to release you early so we can move to the virtual booth and answer any other questions.
There you go. Well, I'm sorry I missed the whole thing. I did have you on a little bit, and I'm sorry I'm tied up with Joanne Wojtek right now. And you're a superstar because you took on being able to do what you do. And so if you don't know about Alberto, first of all, he's top drawer at what he does at a company level, but also from the standpoint of being in Puerto Rico and being able to deliver. Now you moved to this new outfit, man. That is one fancy damn place.
I mean, it's in a hub zone still. We're trying to make the best we can in the community.
And that's what's really important, because guess what? Almost every agency is missing that from that. They don't make their goal. So I got to hop back in with Joanne in just a minute, but I wanted to say, hey, thanks for being here. You're awesome. And even no matter what, this gets recorded and we're going to distribute it to everybody, and we're going to market this so that people can see it. There's a lot. This hour turned into we have 5 things going on, and Alberto is just a superstar for just being flexible and making things work. And I see Chris down there. If you guys, are there any questions that we want to open it up to? Anybody got anything? You got anything for this character, Steve Pimpo?
I do, actually. I was going to say, and thanks for joining us, Dave. Alberto, what government agencies are you working with right now?
So we work with most government agencies in Puerto Rico at the local and state level. We have experience working with the Department of Justice, the Department of Education, the Health Department, and the Department for the Support of Children here in Puerto Rico. I don't know the exact name for the federal counterpart, but we've been working with those folks for multiple year contracts, automating different processes, and helping getting them digital signatures or electronic signatures for now that COVID it's hitting, and automating different processes. So we have a lot of experience at that level, and we are working with a few prime contractors that contacted us after we did this session a few months ago. So we're in the process of starting to work with different contractors. I don't want to say with agency yet because we haven't signed the contracts yet. We're in the final stages, so we will start working through prime contractors in the federal space in the next few weeks.
Very good. And do you have a V booth number, or is it just they just come to INVID to come talk to you?
Yeah, I don't have the V booth number, but we have folks from our office already in the booth. So any of you folks that want to hop into the conversation or want to follow up, you can either send us an email to govsupport@invidgroup.com or sales@invidgroup.com, or you can give us a call at 703-574-0007. So you can either pass through the booth or you can send us an email and we will follow up with you later.
Well, that's great. And it looks like we had a couple more people join at the end here. So I would just tell you that if somebody does have a question, please raise your hand. If not, then I know sometimes people are more comfortable asking questions in person and in a more private setting than in a public setting. So I would just encourage everybody to go to the INVID booth. You'll get to talk to Alberto or some of his people there. And it sounds like a great company to team with. And like Dave said at the beginning, I think a lot of times people don't think of Puerto Rico as an option, but the ability that they're part of the U.S., one of the territories, and you can have made in USA there. You can outsource things there on most contracts, and you get the low-cost alternative. Plus, if you get to go down and meet with Alberto, you get the beautiful skyline and weather down there. So
correct. We have our capability statement ready in the V booth. So if any of you guys are curious or want more information, we can definitely send that out if you send us an email or if you visit us in the booth.
Great. Well, I think that's it for now. Why don't we go ahead and shut it down? Let everybody else take a little break or get to your V booth. And thank you again, Alberto. Very informative and great presentation. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve.